You are rich. You are so beautiful but high maintenance. Someone broke your heart and that's how you became a self-confident queen. You are picky with your type of guy. You're somewhat open to talking about sex as a subject. Hi everyone, today I'm gonna answer your assumption about me. Let's get right to it. You're tough externally but internally a marshmallow. I would say it's the opposite. I am soft and gentle and girly externally, but internally I'm very tough. Sell your underwear. I don't sell anything. You are a vegetarian. No, I'm not. I eat everything. You are bisexual. Yes, I am bisexual. You are the nicest person. You like to cook. Actually, I don't like to cook at all. Cooking is probably in my top 5 least favorite things to do. I usually just get takeout for every meal. You are picky with your type of guy. Yes, I'm picky. You don't have or want any tattoos. Correct, I don't have and I don't want any tattoos. You are so beautiful but high maintenance. Am I high maintenance? I think I am. I think I'm pretty high maintenance. I think I have a lot of standards and I'm not at all ashamed or think that having standards are wrong. I think that everyone should have standards because you should not let just anybody enter your life and exchange energy with you. I think that having standards is a way to value yourself. The standards I have for other people is the standards that I have for myself. And so I don't think that it's unfair. I don't think that, you know, in a way it may be high maintenance, but it works for me and I'm happy with that. You never had a real relationship. This makes me question my entire relationship history. I would say I have had a couple of real relationships. I would consider them as real and serious. I assume that you don't mind if your partners have a flat fetish. How about yellow fever? What? It's kind of hard. But I would say that I would like my partner to love me for who I am internally. I don't want my partner to like me just because he has a fetish for Asian women or for girls with flat chests. If it's his preference, then it's a good thing. But if that preference is so strong that it becomes a fetish, that the only reason he likes me because I have a flat chest and I'm Asian, then you know it's not a good thing. Because I feel like when you fetishize someone, you reduce that person to just that specific trait or feature, and a person is much more than their body part. One of the top assumptions that I've read is that I'm rich or I come from a rich family or I'm some crazy rich Asians. And to answer this question, I would say, you know, growing up, my family was able to provide me with what I needed. We definitely go through a lot as a family. We moved a couple times in my 23 years of life. Like, I think we probably moved 4 or 5 times. And every time that we moved is definitely an upgrade from what we used to have. I wouldn't say that I was born into richness, or I wasn't born in a crazy rich family. That's like the furthest from the truth, because you know I definitely experienced, I wouldn't call it financial hardship within my family, but I definitely have seen my parents stressed out about money, and my parents are some of the hardest working people I've known. My dad, he worked why am I getting emotional all of a sudden? Yeah, like my dad works 14 hours a day, and you know, just growing up and seeing that, it just really teach me a lot about the value of hard work. And I don't think that having financial success is something that should be looked at it as bad or money is evil. And I think that to answer the question, you know, because I wholeheartedly believe in law of attraction, so I would never say that no, I'm not rich, because that would be like a broadcast to the whole universe that I'm not rich, I don't want richness. But to say that I am rich, I would love to say that I am rich. I would love to say that I am very wealthy, so I want to attract more of that into my life. But I don't think that is an accurate answer, because maybe your perception of richness or being rich may be different from my perception of being rich, right? Everyone's perception, everyone's understanding of being rich is different, because being rich to you may means having multi-million mansion and millions in the bank, but being rich to other person can just be being able to pay for things that they want and need. Maybe may not be that grand mansions and boats and sports car and jets and everything. So yeah, I think that everyone's perception is different, and I'm just gonna say that I'm able to be financially independent, and I'm proud of that. I'm grateful for that. You are always smiling. This is true. It's just my face. It's Sometimes it's really hard for me to stop it because I feel like sometimes I smile when I shouldn't be smiling, like when in an argument or like when someone tell me something that's not supposed to be funny. My face would be like too smiley because it's just automatically that way. But I feel like I definitely got better with it over time. But at the same time, it's not really a problem that I feel like I have to fix. Your favorite season is spring. No, my favorite season is the fall, autumn. I was born in August, so I don't know, I just feel special connection to that season. And I think fall is just so beautiful, like you see all the leaves falling. It's always like my favorite scene. You're an only child. I got this a lot. I don't know why. Maybe I give off that only child vibe, but I'm not an only child. I have 3 brothers. I'm the only girl in the family, but I really enjoy having 3 brothers, 1 older and 2 younger. Your favorite color is pink or something vibrant? This is correct. My favorite color is red, so quite close to pink, but definitely something vibrant. You don't curse. I do sometimes, but not often. I do it out of excitement. You're really tall. Some people assume that I'm short and some people assume that I'm tall. I would say I'm of average height. Maybe in Asia or in Vietnam, I'm considered tall for a girl because I'm 5'6" or 167 centimeter. But over here, I would say I'm about average in height for girls. You look very work-oriented. Yes, I'm very work-oriented. There was a time that I would call myself a workaholic. I was really addicted to working. I'm happy that I'm out of that period and I'm more balanced now as an individual. But of course, now I'm still very work-oriented, very career-oriented. Like I have the goals that I want to set for myself and I want to achieve those goals and I will not stop until I achieve those goals. So yes, I am very work-oriented. You're somewhat open to talking about sex as a subject. Am I? It depends. It depends on what topic it is. I do think that more people should be sex positive, which means being open to talking about sex or open to discuss sex related topics. I don't think sex should be a taboo subject, so that assumption is correct. You're a cat person rather than a dog person. Not true. I am more of a dog person than a cat person, but generally I'm not really an animal person. I love animals, but I don't think I will have pets anytime soon or anytime in my life. That's just too much responsibility. But yeah, no pets for me. You're confident all the time and never seek validation from men. I think it's generally true, especially since 2020, because I went through a long period of being single and that was the time that I really went deep within myself and realized that the only person that can give me all the validation and love and attention is myself. So since then, I'm pretty self-confident. I don't really seek validation from men or anyone. For example, like when I choose my outfit to go outside, I don't really think from what other people would think of me in this outfit, but more so of, do I feel great in this outfit? Am I happy wearing this outside? Or am I happy presenting myself in this way? So it's more of a self-focused approach. You hardly ever lose your temper. This is correct. I think I can control my emotions, especially temper, really well. I rarely ever get angry. If I get angry, it's definitely like the worst thing, because usually I don't get angry if it's just like a small thing or not that big of a deal. I think the last time that I ever lost my temper was when my ex-boyfriend, this was a long time ago, was late. I think like 4 hours, 5 hours, and it was not the first time that he was late, and it has always been like a big problem in our relationship. I think I have asked him to change so many times, and when that happened, I just completely lost it. Actually, like I lost my temper, but I never really shouted at people. I just broke up with him through text. You were reserved and shy growing up. No, I think pretty outgoing, pretty social. I wasn't confident though, however. I was extroverted since a young age. I don't think extroversion always means or always correlate with confidence. So I was extroverted, but I wasn't confident. I think I get more reserved and shy now that I'm an adult compared to when I was a kid. You never struggle with your relationship with food. This is correct, I would say. I never really have the urge to stop myself from eating out of fear that I will gain weight. Usually I just eat whatever I want, however much I want, and I fully acknowledge that it could be called a privilege. So I am very grateful that I have the metabolism and kind of the body type that allow me to do that. I think I'm very lucky to be able to do that, and I'm very grateful that I don't have any struggle with food or feel guilty about eating or about any type of food. You're not much of an alcohol drinker beyond maybe social drinking. This is correct. I don't drink not much or at all unless I'm with friends that I'm very close with. Then I may have a couple drinks, but generally I'm not at all a drinker because I don't like the taste of alcohol at all. Someone broke your heart and that's how you became a self-confident queen. Yes. It's that late guy. It's that ex who's always late. But honestly, that breakup crushed me so hard. It took me a long time to get over that breakup. And after that breakup, I just want to become a new person. I just want to be the opposite of how I was back then. And so that's when I had the motivation to put myself out there and to start a YouTube channel and to start making content and to really work on my self-confidence and self-love. I think not all heartbreaks are bad. Heartbreaks really help you or act as catalysts for change, act as catalysts for growth. I often think back about me back then and kind of what I allow other people or how I allow other people to treat me. When I think back about that period, I'm very proud of how I have grown and where I am now in my life. You're not naturally so independent but grew into it once you moved to Canada. I would say this is not true. I'm naturally very independent since a young age. I think part of it because my mom passed away when I was 4, so I've always been very independent and just grow up really fast. And I think that's actually the reason that inspired me to go to Canada, that inspired me to just get out of my country and be by myself because of that independence since a young age. I'm assuming you get asked out a lot by random people. It's definitely happened. It definitely happened. Would I say that it's a lot? I don't know. I say a fair amount of times, but it never ended up in anything because usually they're not my type. You don't want to have kids and don't think about getting married. This is true, partly. I definitely don't want to have kids ever. About getting married, I don't know. I think I'm still pretty young and if it's with the right person, I'm more than ready. But at the same time, I really like my independence. So I'm not sure, but I think I'm ready. It's a gray area. You're not great with kids. This is true. I'm not great with kids. I don't think I can deal with them for more than an hour. You're a try-free person. This is true because I'm not great with kids, so I could never see myself becoming a parent or...
Am I pregnant? Am I pregnant?
What's that? Being pregnant? I can see myself. I can't. For try-free people, I have nothing against children. I think they're adorable and they're amazing. But just for my fellow try-free people out there, I get you. I assume you get sent a lot of dick pics. This is probably true. I have definitely seen a lot of random dick pics before, but now I have checked my DMs less. I don't really come across that anymore. I may only open messages from girls, but it's probably true. I just don't see it. You're shy. Maybe I give off that vibe. Probably because I never post picture of me with friends or social picture of me on social media, so I get a lot of you're an introvert or you're shy and reserved person assumption, but I'm not at all a shy person. Even if I'm in a situation that makes me feel kind of a little bit nervous, I usually just fake it till you make it. I would not show my shyness or my nervousness at all. I would usually just kind of yeah, all smiling, and that definitely helped me a lot in social situations. You didn't do any sports besides school. This is correct. I am not a sporty person at all. I was raised in a very academic focused environment, in a very strict household. My parents never value sports or extracurricular activities. The only things they want me to do was study, and I did just that. You were a nerd in middle school. This is not entirely correct. I was definitely really focused on studying, but I was also the only person in my class who wear makeup. I wear makeup since a very young age. I think I started since grade 5, like 10 years old, and that has definitely got me into a lot of trouble at school for some reason. I don't think wearing makeup is that big of a deal, but yeah, the teachers didn't like it at all. You were/are a really good student. I got this a lot, that I'm like, oh, straight A student of really good students, and that is correct. I was really serious about my studying. I generally get really good grades at school, in university. I think I've always been like a achiever, and it's still with me till this day. I don't think academic success is that important when it comes to determining whether you're gonna be successful later in life. I don't think that it matters at all. I was just raised in a very traditional Asian household that value academic success, so my parents put that pressure on me, and more so I put that pressure on myself to perform well and to get attention from my parents, to get recognition and validation from my parents. You have never shaved your leg. I love you so much, by the way. This is true. I have never shaved my legs, but I have waxed my legs before. I definitely prefer waxing to shaving, but I no longer wax my legs anymore. I just like it to be natural. You can do pull-ups easily. What is pull-up? I don't go to the gym, so I'm pretty weak. I can't do, what is it called? Like this? I can't do pull-up, I can't do push-up. Push-up is the worst though. Like, I can't do even one. I can't. I'm that weak. Like this part, you see how tiny and small it is. It cannot support the weight of my body. So yeah, maybe you should work out. But at this point in my life, I'm happy with my body. I'm happy with where I'm at. So I don't really feel the need to work out or to strengthen my body. But yeah, I'm quite weak. I heard you won't get a puppy or kitten no matter how cute they are. Is it true? Yes, I'm not a pet person. You eat aesthetic breakfast. As much as I wish this is me, but it's not. First, I don't have breakfast because I usually just eat once a day. It's just intermittent fasting, which I have explained in my past video. And second, I don't have food in my house, and all the food that I usually have is just takeout from restaurants, so I just don't have food to prepare aesthetic breakfast. Of course, like whenever I see that girl routine with the green smoothie and the perfectly presented oatmeal, I'm like, oh my god, I want that, but it's just not realistic to me or practical for me to do that, so I'm not a breakfast person. Many people assume you are promiscuous because of the content you post online. You're not. I am not promiscuous, at least not at this time in my life. Like over time, I feel like I have become a lot more mindful with who I let in my life, or who I allow to be in my life, especially people that I have relationships with. So I'm very selective. I'm very selective, and I have my standards, and I don't feel like I need that in my life right now. I assume that you find it hard to take time for yourself off of the camera and not working. This is correct. It's something that I still try to get better at. Just try to relax more when I relax, because sometimes when I tell myself that okay, this is gonna be a rest day, my mind is still constantly working and thinking about ideas and just, you know, on the lookout for the next best content idea that I can do. It's hard for me to shut my mind off. You're tiny and you're freezing easily when it's cold. Yes, but I still like to wear like skirts and dresses in the winter, but I accept it. If I'm even indoor, I prefer to have socks on. Even in the summer, I just want to stay warm. You find it easy to get along with most people. This is true. I think I can talk to a wide variety of people, except for people who are very negative and complain all the time. Then I can't talk with them, and I get really turned off, and I would usually distance myself from them. But overall, I can get along with a lot of people. You can handle your mental health, mentally and physically. I think this is correct. I'm pretty strong mentally. I'm pretty tough. And so when I'm down, like I'm able to kind of embrace that feeling, of course, but also able to pull myself out of that feeling. It may last for like a day, or it may last for a week, but usually I'm able to pull myself out of that depressive mood or mindset. You prefer a smaller group of friends than a larger one? I don't know, I'm kind of like in the middle. I, of course, would love to have a lot of friends and hang out with a lot of people. opening up my social circle, but at the same time, I only have a few close friends that I usually talk to. I don't know, I'm kind of like in the middle. You prefer flats, trainers over heels? Yes, this is correct. I like to be comfortable and I'm pretty happy with my height. I don't really wear heels that often. I love the look of heels though. I feel like it makes my legs look so long, but it's just not practical in everyday life. So most of the time you would find me wearing flats or trainers. You like boba milk tea? Absolutely. I drink so much boba. I think sometimes I drink it every day. I know that it's not good, but it's just too good. I think that, you know, people have their vices, right? Like a lot of people drink coffee every day. So I'm just like rationalize this decision by telling myself that, you know what? A lot of people drink coffee every day. So if I drink boba every day, it may not be that bad. You like fat white guys. This is very general. I don't like someone just because of their appearance. There's a lot that goes into what makes a person likable, what makes a person special. I don't really single anyone out because of their appearance. You've never had a deep, strong, best friendship with anyone? No, I have. I have a couple of my very best friends that I love to death, and I'm very grateful for those friendships. You love strawberry flavored things? I say not really. I like strawberry, but my favorite would be chocolate and caramel and creme brulee and matcha. Yeah. You would love to be a runway model. This is true. I actually have tried and failed at trying to become a runway model or trying to be a model, but I have failed repeatedly many times. I think there was like a month right before I created my YouTube channel that I had the aspiration to be a model, and I have applied for a lot of agencies and they all turned me down because I'm not tall enough. I think the minimum height requirement for a female model is 5'9" if I'm not wrong, or 5'8", and I'm only 5'6", so they said that I'm too short. Eat a lot of salad? No. I do eat salad, but I don't eat it often. I love vegetable though, but I love vegetables in like, you know, if you cook it. I don't really like raw vegetables like salad. That you're very delicate, silent, and feminine most of the time, but fierce when the reason calls for it. I would say it's partly true, or it's partly not true. I can see the feminine part, but the delicate and silent part maybe not quite, or not so, because I'm pretty social, I'm pretty like vocal, I'm pretty, you know, outspoken, so definitely not silent. And delicate, it depends on days. Some days I would feel like bold and just wear like really edgy stuff. Other times I would feel more like gentle and wear like very girly, delicate, gentle looking outfit. So yeah, it depends on day. But definitely I can be very fierce and I can be very vocal about what I believe in and what I think is true. You probably stop someone to compliment their outfit. This is probably true. I definitely have stopped someone and tell them that they look amazing or they look gorgeous or their hair is so pretty or something of that sort. But outfit, yeah, probably a couple times. You don't watch much TV. This is correct. I definitely don't watch. I've spent a lot of my time on my phone though. You dress up every day? No, I don't. I don't wear makeup every day. I don't dress up every day. Sometimes half of the week I'm kind of like just in sweats and be in my apartment. You love warm weather / summer clothes? Yeah, I definitely love warmer weather and summer clothes more than winter and winter clothes. Thank you so much for watching to this part of the video. I hope you enjoyed this video and enjoyed getting to know me a little bit better. I love you so much and thank you so much for all of your support. If you like, you could check out my Instagram and TikTok at Clara. Till next time, love yourself, be kind to yourself, and treat others the same way. Bye!